चाओ चाओ दोस्तों, आज के इस वीडियो में हम सेलिब्रेट करने वाले हैं न्यूकासल यूनाइटेड और एडी हाउ को। न्यूकासल यूनाइटेड have won the Carabao Cup 2025, their first major silverware after 1955, and the man who made it possible, Eddie Howe, the brightest English manager in the world at this moment. So इस वीडियो में सेलिब्रेट करने वाले हैं along with the millions of Newcastle fans across the world who waited so long for this moment. And of course, when the whole world saw the celebrations, that Peter Dury wala jo poetry hai, I think as a football fan, as a neutral, we were all moved. Commiserations to Liverpool fans, but it was Newcastle United's night in Wembley. So let's start the video. अगर आप नए हो मेरे चैनल में, मेरा नाम है अजय मेनन. आई एम अ Roma fan. I create content around Italian football, Roma, other sports like cricket, rugby, and even delve a bit into Formula One. I'm an old school Formula One fan. So check out the other content, like the video, share it with a friend, and of course, subscribe karo to support the channel. Now, Sunday night in Wembley was absolutely fantastic. In fact, Sunday night, this whole weekend, the past weekend जो है, sports में इतना कुछ हुआ कि अगर मैं स्पोर्ट्स सेंटर जैसा शो होस्ट करता था मंडे को, तो मेरे पास में इतना कंटेंट होता क्रिकेट की दुनिया में, फुटबॉल की दुनिया में, फॉर्मूला वन दुनिया में, रग्बी की दुनिया में, बहुत कुछ हुआ था. बट आई वुड से द हाईलाइट वाज दिस क्लब फ्रॉम नॉर्थ ईस्ट फाइनली एंडिंग देयर ट्रॉफी ड्रॉट. न्यूकासल यूनाइटेड नॉर्थ ईस्ट पार्ट ऑफ इंग्लैंड से है, arguably the biggest club in that region. Of course, you have their arch rivals Sunderland, who are in the championship. You have Middlesbrough from there, who are also in the championship and who had famously won the Carabao Cup in 2004, was it? They also had a run in the UEFA Cup, jo Europa League mein hai, under Steve McLaren. But Borough got that glory in the mid-2000s. Uske baad mein, of course, they've been languishing in the lower echelons of English football. But still, Newcastle United, with its history, with the fan base that they have across the world, not only in England, are still the largest club in the Northeast. And for a club of their size and stature, and jo unka history hai, unka culture hai, to go without a trophy has been, I mean, a crime, you should say. So when this Saudi takeover happened, हम लोग expect कर रहे थे कि as we saw in PSG or Man City में, you would have an influx of stars and everything. But they have gone in a very sustainable route. In fact, when Eddie Howe took over Newcastle were, languishing in the relegation places. Eddie Howe की कहानी में हम आएंगे, but आज हम celebrate कर रहे हैं Newcastle United को, the club, and its fans and the legends that they've had. I can say my good friend Alan Shearer, who I met in Mumbai. He was over the moon, man. I mean, can you imagine? This guy is a Geordie through and through. He bleeds black and white. And, he was the manager. He was appointed as a caretaker, interim manager when Newcastle were relegated. Can you imagine what he must have gone through? Incredible, man. Incredible. I'm so happy for him because he, although as a player did not win anything with Newcastle, this victory was as personal, as it was for anyone. Bruno Gomares ho ya Joelinton ho, Alan Shearer also lived it as a player only. Upstand with he had come for the game in Wembley and he was, I would say, over the moon, and I'm so happy for him, man. And of course, salute to Sir Bobby Robson, one of the all-time greats, and a lot of Newcastle fans also paid tribute to him, because this was a victory for Sir Bobby Robson and the values that he had laid at Newcastle United. Such a fine gentleman of the game, respected and revered across the world. सबसे ज़्यादा Jose Mourinho उसको respect करता है. But I would say also credit to the fans. यहाँ पे India में we have the Toon Army India, and I saw on Twitter that they'd met up together and they're watching the game. I can't even imagine what they must be feeling, man. I mean, इतने सालों के बाद में, to enjoy a moment like that with your mates. This is what football is all about. And a parting thought to Dan Burn, local lad from the area, playing for his boyhood club, scoring in a final, getting a call-up for England all in 1 week. Incredible. I mean, this is football to another level. And ऐसे स्टोरी से ही हमारा जो स्पोर्ट है वो बनता है. एंड जो अगले आदमी का स्टोरी है is also quite incredible. The brains behind this trophy win, the one and only Eddie Howe. That's in the next segment. Eddie Howe, what a story. एक ऐसा मैनेजर जो एक क्लब को सिंबलाइज करता है और ये क्लब है AFC बॉर्नमथ. बॉर्नमथ में एडी हाउ प्लेड, his maximum career was with Bournemouth, but he had to retire due to an injury as a player. Took up coaching at a young age, became a very young coach, became a very young head coach at Bournemouth. And उस वक्त Bournemouth में इतने financial issues थे, इतने debts थे, transfer embargo था, and they had a points penalty as well. And Bournemouth were languishing, in League Two. I think 23rd tha out of 24. That's when Eddie Howe miraculously ensured that Bournemouth survived League Two. And उसके बाद में उसका एक brief spell away था at Burnley, but I'm not going to delve into that. He helped Bournemouth, get promoted from League Two to League One, from League One to the Championship, and from the Championship to the promised land of the English Premier League, the top tier of the pyramid in English football. Now that is an achievement. And I would like to pull out a tweet from my good friend Kostub, which pretty much symbolizes what Eddie Howe has done with Bournemouth. इसका मैं screenshot obviously मैं यहाँ पे रखूंगा. Mark Molesley, a player who featured during Howe's first game in charge, a 2-1 loss to Darlington, has revealed that there were times when players and Howe weren't paid wages by the club. And all this was happening when a strictest level transfer embargo was imposed on the club. We were lucky to be training because most days the ground got padlocked by the administrators. Some weeks we didn't get paid and the club was under transfer embargo, so we couldn't sign anyone either. यहाँ पे इस समय में they were surviving with free pizzas, and उसके मतलब इसके बावजूद भी adversity, जो इतना adversity था Bournemouth में, इसके बावजूद Eddie Howe managed to get them to the Premier League. And this is it's unreal. And I've been fortunate enough to travel to the town of Bournemouth. एक छोटा सा टाउन है साउथ कोस्ट ऑफ इंग्लैंड में, जो आप देखोगे और फुटबॉल कल्चर जैसा नहीं बोलोगे आप उसको. It is a task for a size of a club of Bournemouth who were in this situation, and Eddie Howe, got them to where they are today, challenging for Europe. Those are the foundations laid by Eddie Howe, which Bournemouth, I'm sure, will be eternally grateful for. And Eddie Howe, the man, has created, he is Mr. Bournemouth, आप बोल सकते हो. So, as a fan, as a football fan, as someone who's done coaching, I'm so happy to see Eddie Howe go from strength to strength. आप देख रहे हो कि इंग्लिश मैनेजर्स उतने नहीं है गेम में. इनफैक्ट जब से ये इंग्लिश फर्स्ट डिवीजन से प्रीमियर लीग रीब्रांड हुआ है, तब से एक भी इंग्लिश मैनेजर ने ये प्रीमियर लीग वाली जो ट्रॉफी है जीती नहीं है. ठीक है, बहुत सारे आए और गए. And the last major trophy, like I had mentioned, was won by Harry Redknapp in 2008, the FA Cup. And ironically, Harry Redknapp had signed Eddie Howe on loan whilst he was at Portsmouth in 2002, but it didn't work out. But there is that connection over there as well. So to see an English manager now finally break that trophy drought and win a trophy is fantastic for English football, because this is a league that has been reliant on foreign managers for a long time. Sir Alex Ferguson is Scottish end of the day, but you've seen the likes of Arsene Wenger, Jose Mourinho, of course all the Italians who came and won the Premier League, of course the Spaniards as well, Pep Guardiola, Jurgen Klopp, the German. तो बहुत सारे अलग अलग नेशनलिटीज आके प्रीमियर लीग जीते हैं, लेकिन अब तक जब से रीब्रांड हुआ है एंड इंग्लिश मैनेजर, इंग्लिश कोच हैजंट वन इट. सो एडी हाउ कुड बी, इन माय ओपिनियन, द फर्स्ट इंग्लिश मैनेजर फ्यूचर में टू विन द प्रीमियर लीग. एंड आई होप इट इज विद न्यूकासल. आई होप कि जो ओनर्स है एडी हाउ को बैक करे. ही इज ऑलरेडी टेकन देम टू द चैंपियंस लीग. So the next logical step now after the trophy is to back him, so that Newcastle are always competing for the top four and eventually mount a title challenge. ऐसा होता है कि कई बार आपने देखा है कि समटाइम्स द ट्रेडिशनल टॉप फोर मिस फायर, द लाइक्स ऑफ लिवरपूल, मैन सिटी, चेल्सी, आर्सेनल, यूनाइटेड, स्पर्स, जो टॉप फाइव टॉप सिक्स है, उस समय में न्यूकासल हैव अ गुड चांस टू कम इन, swoop in and win the Premier League. And one last shout out before we close the video. Shout out to Alexander Isak, man. What a player. Amazing player. One of the brightest prospects in world football. I would say a very true modern center forward. And of course, he also got a goal in the final, proving that ki bhai, he is a big game player. He won the Copa del Rey with Real Sociedad before this, and now the Carabao Cup with Newcastle United. So with that, we've come to the end of the video. Once again, I'm so happy for all the Newcastle United fans across the world. Enjoy your moment in the sun. Cherish it, drink it up, maze karo, because you guys have really earned this after years and years and years. So thank you so much for watching this video. Once again, अगर आपको ऐसा content पसंद आया तो do consider subscribing to the channel to support my endeavors. Do watch the other content on this channel. My name is Ajay Menon. I'm a Roma fan. I'll be back with another video sometime soon. Until next time, it's ciao.